I want to take you now to Bloemfontein and specifically the Free State High Court. The Gupta's legal bid to try and overturn an order freezing their assets has been postponed. eNCA's Erin Bates is in the city for us. Erin, good afternoon to you. Before we get to the decision on the postponement in the first place, remind us how this ended up in court in the first place. What was being challenged?
Well, the Guptas and associates and associated companies are all together on trying to get control of assets that have been reserved in connection with the Estina Dairy project and National Prosecuting Authority prosecutions in connection with that project, allegations of fraud, corruption, money laundering and the like. And these parties want control of assets including a helicopter, 2 aircraft, several high-end luxury motor vehicles and over 40 properties, and argue very strongly that the NPA has an extremely poor case against them, very poorly articulated, relying on Bank of Baroda documents and ledgers, and simply that the NPA has wrongfully taken these assets which they want back.
So what emerged in court today leading up to this postponement, Erin?
Some interesting emerged in court, including details around those luxury motor vehicles. They include a Porsche, a number of Range Rovers, a Lamborghini and the like, and that they are not actually out of action for these parties, that they've simply been reserved. And so what that means is that they're still in the use of the accused in the Estina matter until such time as there's a conviction. At that time then the NPA would take these assets and sell them in order to regain money. It would argue it has lost through the Estina Dairy project and the misappropriation of funds there, but that's way down the line. At this point, what emerged in court was the arguments from Gupta associates, including the acting CEO of Oak Bay, that the NPA has a profoundly weak case and that they should get their assets back.
Are they actually saying why it's a weak case, though?
Yes, they are. It really boils down to the arguments depending on the Bank of Baroda ledgers and its use of a current account which is sitting with Nedbank, or was until such time as they left the country at the end of April. And according to the NPA's argument, the Estina account, which is with the Bank of Baroda, then sullied, you could say, the accounts that are linked to Gupta associated firms and individuals. So that's the argument on the NPA's side. Advocate Mike Hullins, who represents several of the Gupta associated companies and the acting CEO of Oak Bay, has argued that you cannot find a direct link, something that's supported by a judgment at the beginning of March by another judge here in Bloemfontein, that there isn't a direct link between that Estina account with the Bank of Baroda and these other accounts which are associated with Gupta companies and individuals.
All right, Erin Bates, thank you very much indeed.